and welcome to Comics with Jose. My name is Jose. I love comics and I want to share them with you. Follow me on Twitter at Art of J Velez, on Instagram at jvelez622. We're going to review some comics that I like, that I love, and some that I don't like or love. I own all the comic books that I am showing. Even though we're going to be looking at them digitally, I actually have copies of every single comic book that we are going to review. Like and subscribe, and thanks for listening. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. I love comic books. I love manga. I love things that are well drawn and well written together. This is my favorite manga of all time. This is volume 2. I've already covered volume 1. And just like volume 1, we're just going to kind of go through it rather quickly. I absolutely love this series. It gives you something cool that it does is it gives you a snippet of everything that happened in the previous one. Please, please, please buy this. Buy these series. They're available in Amazon, Barnes and Noble, everywhere. Just like the previous one, it starts in color before it shifts to black and white. Um, Man, the art is just incredible. This guy is a drawer. He's a true artist. I don't know how to just marvel. I just marvel at these. It's a great story. It's an epic. This should be a TV show. Um, and every scrap of this should be included. Look at this art. Um, the guy can draw whether he has assistants or not. It doesn't matter, man. This he's a genius. Um, I don't know anyone who does not love this series. This series is for everybody. I just strongly recommend this. So, um, just screen tones, just what isn't in this thing. Absolutely wonderful, wonderful series. So pretty much, it's so much going on. It's just if I were to give you piece by piece of everything that happened, these videos would be 10 hours long. It's so much. I just, like I said, I recommend you buying these. These are, I have all 6 volumes. Um, I just, I love them. This should be a yearly, you should pull them out every year and read them every single year. Like January 1st, pull them out and just go through them and look at how great comic books and manga, yes, manga are comic books. It doesn't matter. Um, you can say um, whatever. Manga is just the Japanese style of comic books, but they're comic books. And this shows you what they can be. It's just amazing when you just look through these and oh my goodness gracious. So I'm a huge fan. Obviously, it's just my favorite. So you can see that he's getting his powers here. So I'm just gonna pause here real quick here. Basically, um, this second volume is just has a huge uptick in the amount of action that it has. It's just a lot more action packed. I'll just keep going. Basically, Tetsuo recovers quickly from the gunshot and demands answers from the doctors who were running the experiments on gifted people. And he finds out that there's more kids in the facility with powers and forces the doctors to take him to meet them. And look, look at that. Yeah, he just, my goodness, how can we not um this is just lovely. So, um Kai suddenly has powers that she never had before and uses them to break out of her cell and evade capture in the same facility. She gets Kaneda out as well and tries to stop Tetsuo. The other three gifted children are actually controlling Kai in an attempt to stop Tetsuo because they've seen the future he brings and they don't like it. And then Tetsuo learns the existence and location of Akira and plans to free him. Um, so that's kind of pretty short for everything kind of that happens in this volume. Um, but it's essentially what's going on here. I mean, even in mundane shots, look at that art, just amazing. So this here is Tetsuo, I guess to for those of you who are not used to it. So this is Tetsuo, and he's basically has an inferiority complex, and that's why he's kind of the way he is. He's, believe it or not, the main antagonist in this series is Tetsuo, and Kaneda was the other guy in the um, that we had shown before. So, and if you notice, Tetsuo's head is getting literally bigger. Um, so, and then this is the general, and I love the sweat because he's nervous and a little afraid of Tetsuo. So, look at this. Man, oh man, can this dude draw? And so, like I said, we're just kind of gonna move on. Just so much happens, but these the way that it's drawn, it just allows the scenes to breathe. It's done as if it was a gigantic movie, but if you put this into a movie, it would be hours long too. So you could actually do this in probably a 12 episode miniseries. Um, I mean, I don't know if you need more than 12, but to cover all the scenes, you can do a very faithful adaptation within 10 to 12 episodes. So it just depends on how much time you want to give to something. But so, man, Akira was the first manga that came to the United States that just took it by storm. The other ones had gone through. Part of it was Dark Horse Comics. They adapted it into to the American audience, and it just exploded in the U.S. So, um, this is the first one that went mainstream, I should say. So it isn't so much that it was the first one ever, just the one that went mainstream. And here you see Tetsuo's powers. As you can see, this isn't for kids. This is an adult thing, but here you can see how mean Tetsuo is with now that his powers are um, he knows what he can do. And look at all this beautiful art. Assistance or not, I keep saying it. He says he never had assistance. I don't believe it because it, this takes time, especially in the early 80s when this was made, or late 70s, early 80s. So, um, so it was a colonel, not a general. So my bad. So we're Like I said, I'm kind of speeding along because, I'm not going to go over everything. There's an Akira wiki that you can visit, a fan database that has every character out there, what they do. I strongly recommend you go to Amazon or your local comic book store or Barnes and Noble or anywhere that sells books or order. These are in print. These are not out of print. So you can get these. I just strongly recommend you get this amazing series because it's just spectacular. Um, Look at this. You just look at this and you immediately want to draw and create something. But the problem is he's so good that he will most likely, because he does to me, he will make you look like an amateur. It doesn't matter. I mean, there are professional artists and professional cartoonists out there that draw, and they can't. The level of draftsmanships that um, Otomo does is I didn't want to butcher his first name here, um, but um, it's just it's just he's so ridiculously good. So look at this destruction here. I mean, it is just insane. Goodness gracious. So Katsuhiro Tomo has done other things, but this is his magnum opus. This is his epic. He has done some short stories. He's done films, animation, done anime. But this is the work that he is most associated with because this epic is so incredibly good. This is just book two, and like I said, there's six of these. That means that even after this, we still have four more books to go through. So, um, if you really want to know what's happening, I just recommend you go to the wiki. Look at this panel here. I just, like I said, I'm trying to keep these videos within a specific amount of time, and I just can't give you the rundown. These books are too long and too complicated for me to try to tell you everything that's going on here. Look at this building. My goodness gracious, what an artist. So I found a nice two paragraph description of this whole thing. So I am going to give it to you here momentarily. Oh, look at this. Just so kind of so that you're not lost, I'm gonna just, oh my goodness, look at this detail. What an artist. This is again why you feel inadequate when you're drawing these things here. Look at this. Look at this. So I'm going to read you just two paragraphs here, and that basically is volume two in a nutshell here. So if you remember from the when I started, Kaneda, Kai, and Tetsuo are taken into the military custody after the climax of Volume 1, and they're held in the high security military skyscraper in Neo Tokyo. But Kai soon escapes after becoming possessed. Look at this. Oh my goodness gracious! Just the detail. Look I mean, this guy does not skip in background here. So, she becomes possessed as a medium by another Esper, Kiyoko. Kai Kiyoko briefly do battle with Tetsuo and frees Kaneda after rapidly healing from his wound. Tetsuo inquires about Akira and forces Doctor Onishi, a project scientist, to take him in the Espers playroom. There, a violent showdown unfolds between Tetsuo, Kaneda, and Kai and the Espers. It is during this encounter that Doctor Onishi decides to try to let Tetsuo harness Akira, the project's test subject that destroyed Tokyo, despite Tetsuo's disturbed personality. Upon learning that Akira is being stored in a cryogenic chamber Beneath Neo Tokyo's Olympic Stadium, Tetsuo escapes the skyscraper with the intent of releasing Akira. So that's kind of what happened in the first few hundred pages there. So um, I'm gonna now read the last paragraph here. So the following day, Tetsuo enters a secret military base at the Olympic site, gruesomely killing any soldiers that get in his way. So that looks like the area possibly that we are heading into here. So here he is. So it is just look at this detail. Look at how well composed, how well drawn this is. So look at this. So Colonel Shikishima, which is him here, right here, Colonel Shikishima. So I'm trying to make sure I pronounce that right here. Comes to the base and tries to talk Tetsuo out of his plan. So it looks like we are going to be. Look at this. Even the sewer. Look how well he draws. My goodness. So he's heading to look for Akira. So look at this. We're 2 volumes in, halfway through and we still haven't met Akira, who this whole series is named after. So how cool is that? Look at this detail. I will say this 1,000 times, assistants or not. What a drawer. Notice how he just allows these scenes to breathe and just. American comics are so rushed, and in manga, they just have the time to let the art speak. Um, Look at this detail. Goodness gracious. I see this, and I honestly, sometimes I'm like, why do I even bother drawing? But, art, you do art for art's sake. So Kaneda and Kai enter the base through the sewers and witness the unfolding situation. So that's what we were at here. Like I said, I strongly recommend you going into the Akira fan to take a look and just kind of read along if you want to, or just look what it is and just look at this and not feel bad because I am going rather quickly. We're already 17 minutes into this. Beautiful work. What an absolute great series. Great art. My strongest look at this. My strongest recommendations. I mean, I just you need to own this series. Everyone needs to own this series. It is a work of art, literally a work of art. It is. It's just amazing. And to think this came out in the 80s. In the 80s, no iPads did this. No, um, nothing digital. This is all a guy with pen and paper. Amazing, amazing stuff. You see people, you know, go crazy with digital art, and look at this guy, pen and paper with screen tones, of course. But that in itself is a work of art. Look at this. So basically, Tetsuo is heading over to release Akira with Kai and Kaneda following him. Everybody's just trying to stop him. So Kaneda is our hero, just like Tetsuo is our villain. Look at this. Look. Oh my goodness gracious. This is insane. And this was a manga. I mean, this was published weekly. How crazy. How crazy is that? I just love how he's walking. Very Michael Myers. So Akira is here. So it's like a cryogenic chamber. So we're nearing the end of our volume here. Hopefully I can get this done before 25 minutes here. But what an amazing. See what I mean? Look how fast I'm going. And I'm at 25 minutes. Imagine if I were to take my time. I mean, we'd be looking at videos worth, and I just don't want to. There's so much to see with so many different things. I just can't linger on one particular thing. So, like I said, um buy these. I that's my recommendation, is just buy these and read these. So here he is opening the chamber, and look at this. So we're about to meet Akira right here, who's a little boy, an ordinary looking little boy. So Akira appears toward the end of book 2. So imagine, we've gone all this whole time just kind of mentioning him. So, the terror of seeing Akira causes one of the men to declare a state of emergency here, which is going to then be prevalent during the remaining things. Look at this. I mean, goodness gracious. How can you not look at this and think this is not the greatest manga of all time? So, Akira is powerful and Tetsuo is powerful. So, what are those two going to do together? Oh, the things that'll happen. Look at this. My goodness gracious. So, as I said, a state of emergency is being declared here, and the people are to go to their shelters. So, you really have to. So, real quick here, there's a weapon called Soul, and they're gonna use this weapon to try to kill both Akira and Kaneda. So there's so many subplots. There's so much stuff happening um, that it's I just can't cover everything, like I said, but there's ways to find it. But buy this, buy this. I strongly recommend that you buy this. So Akira is walking up, all nice and calm. So it's called Sol because it uses the sun, and Sol is the Spanish well, it comes from the Latin name, but it's also the um, that's why it's called the solar system from the word sol. So this uses the sun. So basically a big gun or a big laser. I don't know how you want to call it, but so Akira and Tetsuo are about to, and here comes the weapon. Boom! And there comes all the destruction. And they're gonna, so it comes from this satellite here. And off they go again. Just look at that. Oh, look at that. Colonel's like, did we get him? And look, still alive. And the only thing, look at this, it severs his arm. What a great. And there we go. Akira, volume number 2. Buy this. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe.